Do you feel that deep low back pain that you can't get rid of? It may be your quadratus lumborum. In this video, we're gonna break down what to do to get rid of this issue once and for all. Rehab, welcome back to the channel. Dr. Arash here, and today we're going to be talking about that nagging pain in your quadratus lumborum, also referred to as your QL. We'll cover what could be causing this issue, but more importantly, how to manage this through effective stretches and strengthening exercises. Let's get into it. The QL is the deepest muscle of your back, just to the side of your spine. This muscle goes from the pelvis up towards your ribs, and it even attaches to the vertebrae to help stabilize your spine. Its primary role is to extend and side bend your low back. There are two main reasons why the QL becomes painful. These two buckets will indicate if you're using this muscle too much or too little. With an underactive QL, the issue oftentimes is due to a lack of movement. If you don't put your body into position to stretch the QL, it has no reason to maintain its previous flexibility. This can create low back tightness, soreness, and even back spasms. Two common complaints include I wake up with back pain, or I have back pain when I'm sitting at my desk for too long. You can see how if I'm sleeping in a side bend position, I can create stiffness on that side that is shortened, the side that is towards the ceiling here. For me, when I'm at my desk and always leaning towards my right side, I'll end up creating stiffness of the tissues I'm leaning towards. While there are many other factors that can contribute to back pain, such as stress, sleep hygiene, nutrition, and many more, it's crucial to find ways to keep your body moving so that you can maintain flexibility. Stay tuned for some examples. The QL can also become symptomatic due to overuse. This can be that the QL is compensating for weakness elsewhere, maybe you've tweaked your back and the QL is trying to protect this region, or potentially you went a little too heavy on your last exercise and strained the tissue. Overuse issues like a strain oftentimes manifest in a bit more of sharpness or a tugging sensation with low back movements, or even breathing. If you're in this bucket, you'll want to load this tissue slightly less in the short term. For example, if you notice this discomfort when running, decrease your running volume temporarily. If you notice it when you're deadlifting, then either decrease the load or volume to where this exercise now becomes tolerable. Regardless of what bucket you're in, rehab is key. This video will break down the rehab process into 3 phases. We will begin with stretching, then start introducing load with isometric strengthening, and eventually build up strength through full range of motion. In the early phases of rehab, it's important to keep your back moving. The most common issue is overprotecting your back by avoiding all movement. This will only further feed into the problem. Here are 4 effective stretches for this region. For this first stretch, let one leg fall towards the floor as far as it can go, and then reach towards the opposite side as far as you can reach. It is important with all of these stretches to focus on your breath. Your nervous system controls your muscles. The better you can get your nervous system to relax, the deeper you can stretch the tissue. This next exercise will be similar to the previous one, except in a standing position. Make sure that your front leg is across your body and drive your hips towards the opposite side as you reach over. Make sure to lean a little forward to maximize this stretch. Time to make it a bit more dynamic with this 90-90 hip stretch. This one has a lot of moving parts, but is one of the best bang for your buck mobility drills. It will anchor the pelvis and allow you to maximize the stretch of the QL. Rotate back and forth and try to reach a little further with each repetition. You also have the option of rolling out this region. This may create a little bit of irritation if you're sensitive, so proceed with caution. I prefer a smaller item than a foam roller like a lacrosse ball. Find a tender spot, roll on it, and then move your bottom leg up and down. Perform each of these for 2 rounds of 30 seconds. You should notice that your range of motion continues to improve as you perform these. Phase 2. Now it's time to start adding isometric load to this area by creating stability of the low back. Most associate stretching with immediate relief. However, isometric exercises work great to calm down the pain response. Activating this muscle will also jumpstart the healing process. This suitcase carry is a great anti-side bend exercise. You can see I'm holding the dumbbell on my right side, which allows the muscle on the left side of my lower back to work. You can regress this by simply standing in place with a dumbbell in hand. Next exercise is a side plank, which is an effective way to stabilize the trunk and the pelvis. Keep your hips up so that there is a straight line from your ankles to your hips to your shoulders. If this becomes too difficult, try performing this in a modified position on your knees. Perform these for 2 rounds of 30 seconds and work your way up to 45 seconds. Once your back is beginning to feel better, it's time to build some QL strength with phase 3. Here I start with a standing side crunch using a dumbbell. This is a 2-for-1 because you will build strength and mobility of your QL with one movement. The key here is to make sure that you go through full range of motion. You will notice a stretch at that bottom position. If too challenging, try starting out without any load and work your way up. The side lying leg lift is another great way to build up your QL. Make sure to bring your legs up as high as you can. This will target a lot of other muscles like your obliques, abs, and other core muscles. Do not overthink it. Muscles of the body don't work in isolation. If this is too difficult, try modifying this by bending your knees. If too easy, try performing hip dips to further load this tissue. Okay, I saved the best for last. This is probably my favorite strengthening exercises out of the few. Begin in a half kneeling position with a kettlebell overhead. Then reach over towards the floor while keeping the kettlebell overhead the entire time. Your core will be on fire after a few repetitions. If you can't get all the way down to the floor, not a big deal. Go through as much range of motion as you feel comfortable with. I would recommend performing these for 3 rounds of 30 seconds, working your way up to 45 seconds each. Hope you all enjoyed the 3 phases of quadratus lumborum rehab. There are so many other contributing factors that can lead to low back pain, which is why we educate about pain science and how to address your problem holistically in our low back rehab program. Hope this video helps you solve that annoying back pain and gets you back to doing the things that you love to do pain-free again. Until next time, prehab.
Hey, did you like this video? If you did, you should definitely check out the Prehab app. It includes all of our programs, a brand new workout library, and tons more videos like the one you saw today. Check it out by clicking on this link. You get a free trial. Take control of your health today.